There are days when it's just, can we not, please? Today started off as one of those days. Fortunately, it did not end as one of those days, but we picked our coffee mug appropriately anyway. So hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug says feeling prickly. I thought I got this for my daughter, but maybe she got this for me, or maybe we got it for each other. I don't know. It seemed appropriate for today. Today started out not in a good space. We are in a much better space now, thankfully, but it was appropriate. Anyway, in our Feeling Prickly mug is the David's Tea Rainbow Lemonade, which has apple, pineapple, orange peel, natural raspberry flavoring, hibiscus, lemon peel, sweet blackberry leaves, natural orange flavoring. I can talk. Cornflower petals, raspberries, natural red fruit, pineapple flavorings. And it says 95, 5+ minutes, caffeine free. I think I liked this one. It was in my box. They're all in my box now. My dude is turned around. I have to fix that eventually. And I decided to mix it with the Art of Tea Pacific Coast Mint, because I like mint and I like lemonade mint and mint lemonade and all the things. So we'll see how well those two go. This just has spearmint and peppermint in it. So definitely just mint. We just started steeping, so let's give it a sip and we can go ahead and get started. Okay, they're still working on it. Yeah, they're still working on it. I hope you all get better than that. I really hope they get better than that. But they just started, so they got time. Today we're going to get into this look. The inner corners are falling apart a little bit, but we'll get to that. We all know I don't hold that against too many companies, but we're going to get into this look and this palette, the Sinful Echoes Lotus Bloom. Isn't this gorgeous? This is just gorgeous cover, and the actual color story is very pretty. Now, I did open this when I was doing the new Nomad palette, and we do have one with a little bit of a bit taken out, so my palette looks a little dirty. It isn't from me, and actually, despite the fact of me using it, not too much looks dug into. We got into a few colors here, but they don't look dug into, and at least one of them appears to be something of a duochrome. This one over here. Christine is got two personalities. Let me go ahead and swatch her a little bit. I'm gonna get some of these colors. This is such a pretty palette. These are very soft feeling for the most part. She doesn't look nearly as duochromy. That's Christine. A little bit. But there you go. There's a couple of the colors. That second color was this one, Bloom, which to me looks more on the brown side. It came up kind of pink. I don't mind that at all. That gives me an excuse to use it. I'm gonna go ahead and get these other three shimmers as well. Now this is the one that's on my inner corner. Again, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But very, very pretty overall. We are getting staining from the mats. You can see staining from the mats a little bit, which is a good thing to see. Longevity and all that stuff. But sometimes there can be some issues even with the staining. So, like I said, we'll talk about it. But in the meantime, if you are interested in seeing how the Lotus Bloom performs, if you're interested in Sinful Echoes, if you're interested in this look, just keep on watching. We are already starting off a little bit weepy, folks. I had some friends that did something I needed done, and well, a friend with another friend offering if the first friend didn't manage to do it. So anyway, they're making me cry tears of joy. Anyway, so I have a plan. The thing is, color story is one of my first problems with the palette. It's not a huge issue. We've got most everything, but if you look in here, well, that's kind of a blue, but that's not the blue I wanted. So I'm bringing in one of the Moira Star Show pots. This is in the color Holy Moly. We'll use that in our crease when we get there. So anyway, we're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and get started with this color Lace. We're going to put that under the brow. We're going to try Illusion on the inner corner. Wow. This one's a duochrome. I didn't notice that before. Anyway. This one might have a bit of a different, 2 shades of purple or something. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to start with Illusion in the inner corner. Go to Mystic across the lid. Use Empress on the outer corner. And I'm thinking of going to Dusk for the point. And then, of course, the other one. So let's go ahead and get started with Lace. I do have my glitter glue out, and I do have brushes to try the shimmers with brushes, but I also have these out. Sometimes those don't work so well. All right, getting into Lace. I'm going to put that under the brow. Nice. A little worried that she might be a little dark, and she's fine. Coming up beautifully. I'm seeing a little bit of patchiness. I don't know if that's on me. It's very tiny. It'll likely get covered up, most of it. I'm fluffing it out a bit more to try to cover some of that. Yeah, that's helping. Having to fluff it and layer it just a little bit to cover that. May have put too much powder on the eyes to set that base. Yeah, there we go. We're looking okay now. We're looking okay now. I'm okay with that. All right, so first things first, as usual, we need a little bit of our glitter glue. I'm going to put this you know what? No. We're going to do what we always do. I was going to put it 2/3 across so we could have some for the greenish color in the middle. But honestly, it's nice to see how the shimmers react both on base and off base. So we'll just put it in the corner like we normally do. Just a little bit. Hopefully we're not too teary-eyed. I am already losing some right in my inner corner, right in that one little spot on both sides where it starts. I got too emotional. It is always good when friends meet a very important need. Yes. Yes, indeed. A very important need. That you are struggling to meet yourself for whatever reason. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and we're going to start with this Luxie brush. I hope that color isn't going to be too much of a problem. We are going to go ahead and get her damp-ish. There we go. And you know, even if this doesn't come up on the brush, hopefully it repairs well. Yeah, this may not come up on the brush. I'm getting glittery. I'm not seeing much color. Some of that might be the fact that I did choose this whiter color. Yeah, we're going to have to go to the other thing. Okay. All right. That said no. That said no. Sponge tip. It might also be, when I first swatched this to try it out, it might also be a problem in terms of just the color itself might be more of a topper. In which case I might end up mixing it with Christine or even the potion, the purple. But let's see if we can get this on here. There she is. She does look a little like another base might work better under it. She looks a little translucent, but that just might be an illusion of the color. Because when I look in here, it looks fine. All right, so next we're gonna get the other side of that thing and do this color Mystic. Mystic. I didn't even have to dig much in there to get that on there. Pretty pleased. Pretty pleased. I'm not supposed to give away my opinions early, right? But we'll see how this goes. Mystic. Let's get some Mystic on the middle of the lid. Okay. These are soft. These are all really soft. I love this shimmer. This is beautiful. It's very bright. Very shiny. We are the dragon. We like the shinies. It really feels like that this is transparent, but it's not. It's just the way the shimmers go. Excuse me. I'm going to that is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. You have to be careful. They are very soft. They pick up clumps and specks really easy. Excuse so you do have to be careful. All right, next color is going to be Empress. Our purple, dark purple on the outer end. She has a little bit from that Chariot, which is the one that was broken when we opened it. Has just this very small chunk taken out of it. Oh, look at that. Look at how well that went on. This is a very soft brush. And look at how well that went on. I will say, having a little trouble with blending. The mattes don't seem to be, I'm going to try a different brush that's a little firmer. The mattes don't seem to be as easy to work with as the shimmers in this case, which is unusual. There, that seems to be working out better. So they need a bit of a firmer brush. We'll go with that. Oh, I like it. And we're going to grab our sponge tip again and try to bring some in over the purple, try to blend them a little bit. I will say they are not blending well. They each like to be their own color. I like that. I like that. Okay, so for future reference, do not use a soft brush. You need to use a firm brush. Firm brush. Put that down. I won't need that. In case I have to fix it. All right. I'm going to try this Alter Ego brush and bring up some of this Dusk, which is a purpley red. I'm going to start with the tip, the end of my brush, and just put it in my crease, or just above my crease actually. Get my line in. So we got our line in. I have a little issue over here. They don't, there's something with the blendability of these, it's odd. Then we're going to go on the side of the brush and get the rest of it. Like this. You can see that the mattes are just a touch patchy. They do eventually get to where they need to be. You just have to build on them a bit and keep buffering them. Buffing. You all know what I meant. Y'all know what I meant. We do have some shimmer fallout. So if that's a concern, something to be mindful of. There we go, we got that edge. Just seems to be some inconsistency in here. That's odd. There, I think I got it. So yeah, the mattes are a bit, I don't know. Maybe it's my skin. Maybe it's the way I prep. I don't think I've seen mats go patchy like this in a long time. Long time. But they get there. They do get there. They do get there. It's just, it takes a little bit more work. All right, so we're going to now use the blue, which is a nice shimmer blue. It's beautiful. I don't want to tip her. These actually break easy, so you got to be kind of careful with them. I love them to death, but they break easy. They break easy. So we're going to take that blue and do the whole crease thing that I do. Okay, so grabbing some. These go on really nice. They're very controllable. They actually match the shine that we were seeing from the Sinful Echoes palette. They're so beautiful. I love them. I love them. And I'm using sort of the side edge of my brush to pick up. Like that. I don't know if you can see that, folks. Let me pick up a little bit more. I don't know if you can see it. Just a little bit on the edge. Anyway, it's there. See, it's there. I think the brush is the wrong color for you to see it. All right, so I'm going to take what I have and I'm just going to sort of buffer it out. Buffers. I'm into buffering lately. Buff it out. I'm going to buff it out. Just to get some of that. I'm not adding any more. I'm just flicking away to get it buffed and blended. All right, I think I need just a little bit more above my crease because of that damn hood. Everybody with hooded eyes is like, yup. Made sure to apply it near the top of that line. And again, doing a bit of a buff. Just blending it out a bit. Okay, so I got a bit of that shade where I wanted it. Very quickly, I'm going to grab the brush that has that maroon color on it. And just go above the top here a bit. And again, this is just a blend. I'm not adding any more shadow to it. Change my mind. I'm going to add a little bit. We're going to grab a little bit more of this dusk. Just a teeny tiny little bit of this dusk. And go right in here, where we want the dusk to show more than the blue. So I'm going along that upper edge again. Sorry if I keep covering things up. I actually like that quite a bit. We are starting to lose some on that inner corner, so we're going to try and see if it's repairable by brush. When I repair by brush, I don't necessarily need to get the brush wet. And it looks repairable by brush, except for this really inner corner where my eye is determined not to have anything. And that is not on the eyeshadow. You can see it right in here. That's where it always starts. Stupid thing. I am very pleased. I'm very pleased. All right, I'm going to go and do the other eye, and then we will come back and talk about it. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure for most of you already are going, well, she's pleased. As I do some more futzing around. I futz a lot. Anyway, I think this is a beautiful look so far. I'm sure it'll finish off really nicely. It'll be great for the It's New that I'm preparing for. At any rate, I'm going to go and, like I said, finish up. See you in a few. Well, in a few for me. It'll be like that for you. See you all in a minute. We have to do some trimming again, I think, right in here. My hair has been, it's been a thing lately. Anyway, here is our look. We are having issues with the inner corner. I'm sure you can see them. All right, so I finished out the lower lash line using Christine on the inner corner, and then I used this color Potion across the bottom, and then I used some of that Moira on the back end of that underline. Let's talk about the palette. So first of all, if you don't like Fallout, this is definitely not the palette for you. There was quite a bit, especially on the shimmers, there was quite a bit of fallout. I don't think it stayed on the face too much. I think it was easily brushed off, so it's not a big, I don't have a big problem with fallout myself. Some of the best palettes I own have fallout for both the shimmers and the mattes. So the mattes on this, there was a little bit, but not nearly as much as with the shimmers. So let's talk about some of the problems, because I'm really on the fence about this palette, and I'm really on the fence on whether or not I would buy anything more from Sinful Echoes. So the mattes really surprised me. I don't think I've run into mattes that are patchy like that in a long time. Quite a while, actually. The good news was, if you keep on blending and adding just a little more and keep on blending, the patchiness does go away, but you do have to work at it a little bit. Y'all know I don't like palettes that I have to work at a little bit. But again, like I said, because the packaging got me, but this color story is beautiful. And these shimmers just, I love these shimmers. I love, despite the difficulties, I love these shimmers. So that's one of the reasons I'm on the fence. But it did take a little work to get the mattes in particular. The shimmers are not, while the shimmers will go on with the damp sponge tip. Obviously they don't stand up to my eyes very well. Again, that's one of those things that I don't hold against anybody, but you might want to keep it in mind with some of the other issues that I had, which included the blendability of everything. The mattes didn't seem to blend together very well. The shimmers didn't blend very well. I mean, with, you know, trying to get that blended gradient of a line, that was very hard to do. These did not want to meld into one another to make that blending gradient. And the patchiness, and then on top of that, I think I possibly picked the wrong color for my inner corner. I may have wanted to go with that darker Christine, this one here, instead of the white, because the white on me, now it might just be my skin tone. It might look good on a darker skin tone, but for me, it looked like it really started to just wash out on my eyes. So I don't know what I would use that for now, because they don't blend well enough for me to, I might try it as a topper, but I don't think that they blend well enough into other shades to be successful as a topper either. I will have to try it and see if that works. But overall, this one was a little bit more work than I liked. I do like the look I came up with, and I do like the color story, and I really like these shimmers. So that's why I'm on the fence. There were issues that I don't normally give brands pass on patchiness and a difficulty in getting things to blend, and having to pack and pack and pack to get things to work, are two of the things that generally tend to turn me off of a brand. So, but you saw how they swatched. It's really confusing to me that they swatched so well, but I struggled with everything on my eyes. Very confusing to me. Usually I can do better with something that doesn't swatch well, and then it'll do much better on my eyes than the swatches, which is normal for me. This was very turned around. So I'm on the fence on this palette, on this brand. I don't know if I'll pick up anything else from them. It took them 3 weeks to ship it. They are a small Etsy shop. They probably only have one worker, so that's something also to keep in mind. At this point, I would probably go no, unless they said they had a brand new formula that was easier to work with. But I definitely had not as huge struggle with it. There are some brands you've seen me on here just fight with. There have been palettes you've watched me fight with. What comes to mind is the Nomad Romeo and Juliet palette. I fought with that. Both iterations of it that I got, because I had the one, was struggling with it. They sent me a new one, and the new one didn't do, I mean, it did better, but it didn't do much better. Things didn't seal up the way it did in the first one, but it was a real fight to get that to work. And this wasn't that bad. I was able to get them to work fairly well. However, yeah, I'm just on the fence. You'll have to tell me down below what you think about it, and whether or not you would consider picking up this palette. Now, from what I've seen, these palettes sell out and then she restocks. So do be aware that if you go there, if you're interested in buying it, if you go there, that if it says it's sold out, just be patient. It should come back. You'll want to watch her Instagram, the Sinful Echoes Instagram, which brings me up to the other thing that I had a problem with this, was the price point. The price point, I think it was $45, and I think that that's a little bit high for something that's so difficult to work with. So something to keep about. I think it was $45. It'll be listed down below. Anyway, let me know down below what you think of the look, of the palette, of the work we had to do. Would you purchase the palette in the future? Are you interested in this palette? Let me know down below. And in the meantime, that's it for the day. And we are going to go ahead and sip our tea and get on out of here so I can go ahead and do the video that this look is for. You've already seen it by now, but yeah, I need to get that done. I'm running just a little bit, like tiny, like one day late. One day late on the filming. So let's go ahead and get a sip, and let's hope our teas have melded. We've had plenty of time to blend, you babies. Get your flavor in. Let's go ahead and give this a sip. Sip, so we can go ahead and go, because apparently Dommy needs to go ahead and go. It's been a day. It's been a day. We're fine. Everything worked out, but it's been a day. Now that's interesting. This is more like a mint tea with a little bit of lemon on the back end. Interesting. It's not horrible, just not what I was expecting. Not horrible. Not horrible. Don't know if I'd buy either of these. Well, this one has definitely a very strong mint flavor, so, but I've got so many mint teas. I don't know. It's not horrible. Anyway, I love my girls. I love my dragonettes. I hope you have a good one.